Alright, hey everybody, Wisdom here. We just unboxed brand new Swap Force character Magna Charge. Reason we did that, I want to try and crank out the kind of high-end store exclusive stuff first. That's why we started with the starter packs, working our way down. One of those exclusives is going to be Nitro Magna Charge. We've already unboxed Enchanted Hootloop, you can see there behind, a little bit behind Dark Slobbertooth, which is also a store exclusive. Cool thing about Enchanted Hootloop, number one, he changes colors. Number two, he was available in single pack form. Now, Nitro Magna Charge, he's taking some flack for his aesthetic looks. Again, I'm going to reserve complete judgment until I get him out. But the other thing that's a downside, which really isn't a fault of the characters, is that he's only available in a 2-pack. Now, catch there is you can pick which 2-pack because there's two 2-packs. The first of which is this one that you see here. I guess it's the second of which, but I'll say it's the first. Nitro Magna Charge and Rattle Shake. The other double pack is actually going to have Nitro Magna Charge and Free Ranger. As you can see, it is only available at Target. Picked this up on launch day. This is why Target was my first stop. I fully expected, Toys R Us to have plenty of stock on the legendaries. I correctly predicted that Walmart would probably completely drop the ball. As is, they didn't even wind up showing up at the stadium that day. I knew GameStop would take care of me, and that really was it in terms of exclusive deals I needed to worry about. My Target is probably, it's not a bad store, it's just they don't really stock a lot ever. Case in point, Granite Crusher last year, I bought 2 on launch day. They were the last 2 on the pegs. If my store ever got them in, I never saw them. If you know me, I'm pretty big into Skylanders. I check the stuff. Even all this time since Giants is wrapped up, I always check just in the odd event that something is out and it shouldn't be. There's a variant, a chase variant, So if Granite Crusher appeared, it completely escaped me. And like I said, I'm kind of one of those people that probably would have seen him there. So that's why in my particular case, this was a priority. I didn't want to miss it, didn't want to have to chase it online or something. Why did I pick the pack with Rattle Shake? People will say you should have got Free Ranger. Here's my answer. Legendary Free Ranger. Is there a possibility we could see a Rattle Shake variant? Absolutely. I think he'd be a great candidate for it. However, at this point in time, we do not know about it. So, my logic is I've already got Free Ranger. He came out of the 3DS triple pack with Rattle Shake. That puts 3DS owners in a bind right off the bat. Clearly what they did here, they're catering to the console people. You get Washbuckler and Magna Charge, you're going to want the special one, so then you can come in, you pick Free Ranger, Rattle Shake, or take what's there. Then you just have to buy one single pack, Rattle Shake or Free Ranger, whichever you didn't get. However, if you only have the 3DS, or if you're like probably the majority of people, you have the console edition and the 3DS edition, you've got both of these characters, Rattle Shake and Free Ranger. Question at that point becomes, which one do you want to get? A lot of people are saying they're going to do Free Ranger. I advised against that because he's got a legendary version. If you don't have a Toys R Us in your town, you don't like to order online, makes sense to go that route. But for me personally, having the 3DS version, which is why you see Rattle Shake and Free Ranger there, knowing that I was going to pick up a legendary Free Ranger, just made sense to me to go ahead, pick up Rattle Shake in the double pack. That way I have my bases covered. I just felt the best about that. Right here you can kind of see these two combined, Nitro Magna Shake. So they are actually referring to this as Nitro Magna instead of just Magna. Leads me to wonder, I still haven't gotten to put these on the portal, like if it's going to be, if we took Dark Washbuckler, if it would be Dark Wash Shake. I don't know if it's going to just be, that's the term you use to describe the character in your hand, or if that's what will appear on the screen or in the game. I'll just kind of have to investigate that, so bear with me on that end. Packaging pretty slick. Again, this is printed. We've come to expect it. I think they probably did that out of courtesy to the fans and the end consumers. Back in the SSA days, they were just stickers. People could, kind of pull stickers, put them on something that wasn't, pass it off to unsuspecting people. Probably costs a little bit more, but it is nice. It's very slick for collectors. Also a big perk. It's never going to peel or come off with the heat. Half of it's dedicated to Nitro Magna Charge. Again, check out that magnetic field and the gears coming with him. Other half goes to Rattle Shake, who looks great. Speed is the ability of Nitro Magna Charge. Very fitting given his name here as being Nitro Magna Charge. Rattle Shake, bounce is his ability. Again, makes sense since he's a coiled up snake in the pose. Nitro Magna Charge slogan going to be attract to attack. Rattle Shake slogan is going to be go ahead, snake my day. Coming around here to the backside, once again, you're going to see Blast Zone Washbuckler pretty much on everything. Won't even cover that. However, Nitro Magna Charge, there's what he looks like in the figure. That's in-game shot, looks pretty sweet. As you might have guessed, the swapper is only going to work in Skylanders Swap Force. His swap zone power, speed, and of course you've got 250 plus combinations. Rattle Shake, very cool box art there. Coming down, 250 plus, his swap zone power, and once more his speed. Featured characters here, they kind of hit all four of those outside of Washbuckler, Washbuckler and Blast Zone. Magna Charge, Free Ranger, Rattle Shake, Hoot Loop. We got Light Core, Smolder Dash, Lava Bar for Ruptor, Firebone, Hot Dog, and Phrynos. This is really one of the first times we've seen some of the characters that aren't out immediately. That's kind of a neat touch. Same thing here with Doombug. He's joined by Light Core, Starstrike, Mega Ram, Spyro, Super Gold, Pop Fizz, Light Core, Bumble Blast, of course, not out yet. Same with Thornhorn Camo. They join Ninja, Stealth Elf, and Zulu. Let's go ahead now, bust this thing open, see what we can't do. Again, my Target, I feel like, is a bad sample. It's a smaller store. It's not a super Target. You know, they don't have like the full-fledged grocery section. They have fairly decent stock, but I mean, when I went in there, they had, I think, one more of this pack, and I think maybe 3 of the, Free Ranger packs. There weren't many of them. It's one of those things, if I would have waited until, say supper time or something, very well could have been sold out. Granted, they could have had some in the back. I simply don't know. What was out, though, was not much. Other thing, they had no Light Core Smolder Dashes at all. To their credit, they had a nice display set up. They knew the game was releasing. It was heads and tails above Walmart. But, like I said, I've seen a lot of people, and they've told me, that their local Targets, had tons of these things. So that could be the case. And again, like I said, mine very well could have had the same stock, just perhaps not had all of it out. Having a lot of trouble with the adhesive on these packs. I've mentioned it every time we've unboxed something. In Giants, not only did the molded cases get better, but the adhesive basically did its job, but you could easily get everything apart without kind of tearing up the backing. Not the case here. Nonetheless, I'm not planning on keeping it. It would just take up too much space. Here they are from the back side. I'm kind of liking this view. We'll bend that down. You could hear that adhesive release, actually. Let's go ahead and try to slide these guys out. Okay. Appears. Yeah, this is the first one as well. All the single packs that Activision sent out, and I believe Enchanted Hoot Loop that I unboxed, have not been taped. These are taped. The Dark Edition starter pack had 5 characters, wasn't taped. Again, these are. Cool thing is they didn't tear, but you can kind of see the damage done at that point. We're going to come in. I think I'm going to just pull the cards first. Take care of that. There's a Rattle Shake. Here's a Nitro Magna Charge. Now, the best part and my favorite thing about unboxing these swappers is, I like to get a firm grasp. It's really hard going to be to do without tearing that, but watch these two guys. They just split. What you can't see, now you can. I knew that was going to be an issue. The bases, let's see, came out really easy. For what it's worth, that was Shake, and this is Charge that we're going to slide out here. Nothing too painful there. Now we've got to get this to swivel back up. This is when things get difficult getting the top ends up. I'm not actually going to keep this, but I would prefer not to have it tear. So we'll spin that back and see if we can get the Nitro Magna out. Wasn't too terribly bad. Now we'll try to get Rattle cleaned up. That was super easy. That's actually the easiest thus far. I'm going to go ahead and put this stuff down on the ground. Here's the base for Nitro Magna Charge. Here's the top. Slides together. Actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. It's more of a gold instead of a yellow. I know I don't like yellow or gold, but that not too bad. Gonna snap Rattle Shake together. Let's go ahead and cover Nitro Magna Charge story here. Magna Charge came from the great race of Ultron robots, but was mysteriously created with, guess what, a magnet on his head. This proved problematic as his peers were all made of metal and were constantly being pulled towards him. As a result, Magna Charge was exiled to a faraway island where he eventually learned to control his magnetic powers. After years of training, he returned to his home to demonstrate his abilities, but found everything completely destroyed. In searching for answers, Magna Charge caught the attention of Master Eon. They got together over coffee at Starbucks, discussed becoming a Skylander. Magna Charge accepted. End of story. Everyone's happy. Might have twisted that last part a little bit. Looks really good. We're going to go over him in detail here in a second. Next up is going to be Rattle Shake. Again, we covered him in the 3DS unboxing there with Free Ranger and Volcanic Eruptor. We'll go ahead and do it again for good measure in case you're not interested in the 3DS and you're just picking it up here. As you can see, he's ready to shoot. Some say Rattle Shake was the best tracker in Cloudbreak Islands. Others say he could strike the center of a gold coin at 1,000 paces. But the legend of Rattle Shake was immortalized when he found himself trapped by the Black Hat Gang, the infamous group of cowboys who literally were large cows, and evil ones at that. They threatened to plunder local villages unless Rattle Shake led them inside the magic volcano Mount Cloudbreak, where they hoped to discover enchanted treasure. Badly outnumbered, the ever-calm Rattle Shake magically summoned every snake in the area and overtook the notorious bovines in an epic fight. The tale of his heroism was heard by Master Eon. Again, they got together over coffee, discussed things, decided he'd be great as a Skylander. End of story. We'll go ahead and cover his stuff since we've seen it. Flip this over. Alright, of course, this is a Swap Force character. It is full size. There's a parting line right there if you wanted to say make, Nitro Magna Shake like on the packaging or something. Underneath that's a web code and QR. Cannot show you. Power 85 of 200. Armor 100 of 200. Speed 145 of 200. And luck 130 of 200. That's going to be 185, 285, 290, 330, 460, I believe, out of the 800. Should be the exact same stats as we saw in the previous card. Now, here's a good look at Rattle Shake. Again, we've already kind of done this. What I liked about it the most, number one, he's got the coil on top of the skull. I thought that was a nice touch. Note the belt is also a skull. Nice undead element. Coming in, you can actually see the texture on his body, or whatever you want to call it, skin. It's got it on his hands too. It's something they carried throughout the character. That works out really well. It gives him that snake vibe. As you can see there, he's squinting. That's of course to aim at you with that. Shoot some snake venom at you. He's got the rattle pretty well detailed there. Again, I am in Texas. We do see a lot of rattlesnakes. Looks like he's got the Diamondback vibe going. He's got the Outback vest, the shirt with the sleeves rolled up, the flat hat, two feathers, kind of the Crocodile Dundee look. Should be a great character. But again, bounces his ability. He hails from the undead element. You can kind of see that base there. Do you need more? Check the 3DS unboxing, I guess. Now, the money shot and why we bought that thing. Nitro Magna Charge. Nitro Magna Charge, first thing you notice is the different color configuration. He's also got kind of some special painting on him. Pretty much where you see the red on regular Magna Charge, you see kind of this, kind of like a pale metallic gold. It's sort of like a 50s or 60s car paint, really. Great detail again, the belt, the back of the shoulder pads, the chest plate there. the magnet tips. Everything truly looks like a panhead screwdriver. I mean, like I said, I felt like I needed to make sure that, it wasn't actually something that would screw out or something. Thing I really like about Nitro Magna Charge, in addition to just, a standard repaint, make the red stuff gold, they would tell the factory, actually came in, kind of made it a racy vibe. They put the checkered flag over the gold. Looks pretty sweet in my opinion. They did it there on the shoulder pad and then right there kind of on the fender over the wheel. As we rotate him around, you can kind of get a feel for it. Kept the green. Nitro Magna Charge, just like Magna Charge, kind of has the double trouble follow you wherever you go eyes. There he's looking down the barrel of the cannon. He's got the articulate, kind of robot hand. Really good detail. I have to say, in the packaging, everything I'd seen online at Target.com, all the special shots I'd seen of him ahead of time, he looked horrible. I'm just going to flat out say it. I said before, he looked, not as good, but he really, I was being nice there. He looked horrible. In person, he actually doesn't look that bad. I'm pleasantly surprised. I don't know if it was just the packaging, the stuff online. Maybe they had their coloring wrong. He really looked like more of an acidic yellow, I guess is the best way to describe it. Just really, really did not look good. I think when I unboxed him, you probably heard me say, hey, this, is looking better than I thought. It really does. I'm not a huge fan of gold. You'll hear me say that multiple times in any unboxing. But I'm kind of impressed with this one now that I see it. That said, side by side with Magna Charge, I have to say I prefer the red. For me personally, I'm not a fan of red either, but when I think of magnets, particularly industrial grade magnets, if you don't work in an industry based job, if you're sitting at a desk, what have you, and never see a magnet outside of something on a refrigerator. The cartoons are actually somewhat accurate. When you grew up and you watched Coyote and Roadrunner stuff, you sort of had the red and silver. You've got that, and then you've got your flat magnets, but when you actually have the horseshoe shaped ones, that's not far off from what you see in real life. I think that's why I tend to prefer Magna Charge's look. However, Nitro Magna Charge, I'll be the first to say this, and I'll stand by what I said, does not look near as bad as I thought he was going to based on the online stuff. And in fact, I'll actually go ahead and say that I don't mind it at all. Personally, if I was to ask, which I know people would ask, hey, you bailed on that one, which one do you really prefer? If I had to pick one, I'd again take this for the reasons I just listed. However, I have to say again, Nitro Magna Charge looks far better unboxed and in person than what I saw online, so that's a very cool thing. Brings us to our next comparison, which is going to be the stat card. At this point in time, I still don't know if these translate exactly or not at all to the game. In the past, it's basically been irrelevant. Looks like the stats may be the same. Nitro Magna Charge does get the different card. Note Nitro. He's got the in-game colorations correct. Again, you can kind of see it there. I feel like that's a pretty good sampling. What I had seen on Target and other websites, it was like a really, like I said, acidic yellow, and it did not look good. This, I truly don't mind. Power 110 of 300. Armor 90 of 200, Agility 190 of 200, and Luck 70 of 200. That's 200, 390, 460 of 800, and that, my friends, is exactly what we see here. Magna Charge in my left, Nitro Magna Charge in my right hand. That's 110 to 110, 90 and 90, 190 to 190, 70 to 70, exact same on the stat card. I believe in the game, Nitro Magna Charge will have a speed boost. It's kind of like what we see with the legendaries and some of the other special characters. A little attribute will be bumped up. We'll have to actually introduce them in the game to take a look at that, but that's what it is. What you get in this 2-pack is Nitro Magna Charge. That's really the main reason anyone would pick this up. And again, if you don't care for the figure, you don't have to buy it. If you don't care about chasing the variants, don't get it. If you want to, explore every path, this is a nice ticket. It's going to let you distinguish between the two figures. You won't have to put it on and wonder if you got, the one with the path that you're wanting to play. Plus, you get Rattle Shake or Free Ranger. Again, they tailored this, I truly believe, for the console people. maybe say you're Sony or Microsoft people that do not have a 3DS, this would be a great ticket. If I didn't have a 3DS, I'd be ecstatic about this. I still would have picked up this pack, but then I would have gone in and just bought the, regular Free Ranger and then a, legendary Free Ranger to have those two covered. As a 3DS owner, obviously you get Rattle Shake and Free Ranger. The ideal setup would have been to actually have one of two things, in my opinion. A double pack that featured Nitro Magna Charge and Hoot Loop. Or, the perfect setup would be Nitro Magna Charge and Enchanted Hoot Loop. That doesn't happen, obviously, because each is exclusive to a store. But that would have been really, really cool. Saved everybody a lot of hassle. Next best thing, of course, would be you come in and you have Nitro Magna Charge actually packaged with Magna Charge. I think the thoughts there, or the fear I should say, would be you don't sell them, so as is, I can't really complain. I like Nitro Magna Charge. I'm a big fan, of the in-game variants. He should look different in the game. So there you have that. Alright, the SD card maxed out there. Funny thing though, when I went in to get the Magna Charge video rendering, have it ready to upload, checked, I had a comment from Ethan on Facebook. He actually said he didn't know what the deal was with people griping about Nitro Magna Charge in yellow. He actually looks more gold to him. I told him the exact same thing. I totally agree with him. Very pleasantly surprised. I also realized at that point in time when I did the card comparison, didn't actually get to show you his sticker sheet. There it is. Note that it is not full size. It is not part in the middle. It is Nitro Magna Charge. Kind of an interesting observation there. But that is that. This is the Nitro Magna Charge Rattle Shake 2-pack. Again, you can get this in another flavor. That one consisting of Free Ranger instead of Rattle Shake. Price is $29.99. You can only get it at Target. Again, my logic was, at this point in time, both came in the 3DS. There's Legendary Free Ranger for the other paths, so I needed another Rattle Shake. Worked out well. If you don't have a 3DS, just kind of pick your poison, select whichever route you want to go. But for what it's worth, I think he looks pretty good. Again, pleasantly surprised. Looks way better than online. And most importantly, this gives us a unique character that we can then use to explore the other paths, both on the body and the legs. So pretty stoked about that. $29.99 Target. Questions, comments you can ask here on YouTube. For a quicker response, I suggest you use the blog, oneofwisdom.com. You can take that link at the top of the video description. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. As always, thanks for watching, and once again, as Nitro Magna Charge would say, attract to attack. Oh, you're still watching? Okay. Figured I'd change things up there. Just want to end it on a comparison again, side by side, back to back. Pretty much, just your typical repaint, but again, actually looks really good. He's got the kind of bright metallic gold, sort of like a low luster, if you will, with a checkered flag, kind of a race theme going. I think this is a really nice setup. Again, way better than it looked online. If you were against it, again, give it a chance in person. Actually unbox it. Maybe this video will sway you. But I didn't think it looked horrible. I wasn't going to not buy it, basically. I didn't think it looked great, but I wasn't one of those people that was going to refuse to buy it. In person, looks way better. But once again, Nitro Magna Charge and Magna Charge ready to work together, take on chaos. Maybe my nephew and I can do some battles with these two head-to-head for you. But we will see what happens. Again, thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.